Hey everybody, it's meteorologist Brad Panovich with your Ski Southeast forecast, and good news, the cold and snow is moving in. In fact, I talked about this a little bit last week. This is a great pattern that I actually think is going to get us through the rest of the season. That's how much cold and snow we could see over the next 6 to 10 day period. And knowing the snowmakers like I do in the Southeast, they could lay down enough snow in this pattern to really weather any more warm-ups until we get to March. So really, especially for the southern resorts, this is just amazing. So I'm going to start with the forecast first, the 5-day forecast for the Southeast, because for the first time in a long time, I've got 5 straight days where we're going to have at least nighttime snowmaking. In some of these instances, especially later in the period here, as we get towards this period here, this might be 24-hour snowmaking. Early on, it's mainly going to be nighttime, especially Sunday into Monday, a brief warm-up. But some natural snow, light there on Friday, Sunday, even in North Carolina. I hesitate to put there because it's so light. These amounts are going to be light. This could be more substantial in there. But the good news is snowmaking conditions absolutely picture perfect over the next 5 days. So what's going to happen? Well, obviously we've had a cold front move through the area, which has kind of set the stage for all this. And a couple clipper systems, kind of like reinforcing shots of cold air, will be moving into the region. So here's a look at our feature cast. You can see even on Friday, we're going to have a little bit of northwest flow up and down the whole spine. So favored areas that get northwest flow are going to get some good snow from Maryland all the way down to North Carolina. There will be a lull on Friday during the day. As we go towards the weekend, it looks like another trough is going to swing in, and it doesn't look real impressive, but you can see a little bit of snow in here. And again, this is kind of a reinforcing shot of cold air that will give us another shot of snow as we go into Saturday morning. Again, not looking for huge accumulations, just enough to kind of fluff things up a little bit and staying cold. What's interesting is going into Sunday, kind of more of a short wave, bigger piece of energy. I'm going to back this up. Right here, Sunday afternoon, it looks like there's going to be a little bit more moisture to squeeze out here. And I think we will see a little better chance of some significant snows, especially from western Maryland into western Virginia and maybe down towards Cataloochee in the Smoky Mountains. Certainly looks like a pretty decent setup there for the potential of some significant snow. But in the long range, it looks even better. Check this out. So this is the first little short wave. Not a whole lot. We'll go towards Saturday, but look what happens going into Sunday. I'm going to stop this Sunday night, and we'll zoom in real carefully here. And you can see, look at these totals. From western Maryland down towards Snowshoe, and again, back towards Winter Place. Timberline and Canaan Valley, there could be a little bit of snow there. Down towards Appalachian and Ski Beach and Sugar Mountain, a little bit of snow, and down towards Cataloochee. But watch what happens next week as a bigger Arctic front and a piece of the polar vortex breaks off. Watch what happens here. You see this frontal system moving in? We'll go in now. Look at this. So from Tuesday into Wednesday, this is a substantial snowstorm here. I mean, this could be the legit thing because there's Arctic air associated with this. So even in the northwest flow setup like this, you're going to get a powdery snow. You're going to get very fluffy snow. So instead of a 10-to-1 ratio, we could get 15, 16, 17-to-1 ratios, which means even though there's limited moisture, this is going to fluff things up here. And really, this is really cold air too, moving in Wednesday and Thursday. So the combination of the moisture and the cold air really sets the stage. And just to give you an idea, this long-range pattern here in the Southeast, I mean, this is January 30th through the 3rd of February. Incredibly cold air. This is really cold by January standards. In some locations, we could see 20, 30, 40 degrees below average. And just to show you the below freezing temperatures and below zero readings, that's that aquamarine kind of shading there. Look at that air moving down. This is all below zero readings, especially up here in the Virginias and Maryland. That's really cold. And some of this is going to come down into western North Carolina on Thursday and Friday. But this is by far, I mean, right there. Whew. Next weekend looks cold, and it stays cold most of next weekend as this pattern sets up shop. So get ready now. If you have ski plans this weekend or next weekend, get the hardcore winter gear out because this pattern towards the end of the month into early February, Groundhog Day weekend, is looking extremely cold. So good news for everybody in the Southeast. This is an extended cold snap that will be enough with the awesome snowmaking at places like Appalachian, Cataloochee, and up at Snowshoe. I know their snowmaking is incredible in all those locations. They could blanket these mountains and keep it covered up through the rest of the season. That's how cold it's going to be. So just be ready. The goggles, everything, the face guard, you're going to need that because it's going to be cold, windy, and snowmaking will probably be going on a lot over the next 6 to 10 days. I'll be up in Blowing Rock this weekend. I'll hopefully post a couple videos on my social media, so make sure you follow me. I'll be up there at Winterfest. I'm going to do a snowmaking demonstration up there with my backyard snowmaking, so kind of a fun thing to do if you're into that, your backyard snowmaker. Check that out on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'll be posting updates throughout this weekend. Have a great weekend. Hit the slopes, and as always, think snow. Ski Southeast.